This is where we get pumped. The main goal of tonight is to understand why we are the way we are. Why do you feel the way you feel? Why do I feel the way I feel? Why do sometimes things doesn't work out the way we want it to work out? You see, one thing we got to understand that we come from a king. You and I know who the king is. It's God. So if God is the king, who are we? We are prince and princess. So now let's understand a little bit what a king is all about. A king wears a crown. A king wears a gown. A king has money, has maids, has everything that you can think of. It's like saying the president. So now the prince and the princess, we are his children. That makes us prince and princesses. Those are one of the things we got to understand, because sometimes we think that by having money, sometimes we think that by having a nice car, we're sinning. Today's goal is to understand that the way we live now impacts our future. Right now, we need to understand that the plans we put in place right now is what is going to help us in the plans that we have in our future. So we already established that our king is our God, and we are his children. And because we are his children, we are prince and princess of our king. You see, you and I, we go through some tough times, tough moments in life. You see, you and I, sometimes we don't understand why is it that the job that you've been applying for, you don't get it. Why is it sometimes that the college you're applying for, you don't get in? And that's because of what goes on in our head. That's because of what goes on in our hearts. You see, sometimes you and I, we think and we are the worst enemies in our plans. Sometimes we think we don't deserve anything. You see, sometimes we think that if we have a nice car, we don't deserve to have a nice car. You see, you become of what you think of yourself. If you think you're a failure, you will be a failure. If you think you're successful, you will be successful. You see, you and I, sometimes we put ourselves down so much that when it's time to get up, we have put ourselves so down that we require help of others. You see, we got to understand that you have in your hands anything you want in life, you have it in your hands. You see, you got to understand that people will not give you anything. You have to understand that your best friend will not give you anything, that your teacher will not give you anything. The only thing that they might help you with is knowledge. But everything else is on your hands. Everything else is up to you. You see, you become whatever you think of yourself. That's what success is all about. Successful people was never giving anything. That's what success means. Not a gift. It's something you achieve, something you work for. And like my shirt says, you need to have Jesus in your life to achieve that success. You see, today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, everything will be the same. See, you will be falling, you will fall down. People will pull you down. People will tell you that you can't make it. But you are the person who's going to have to show them if what they said is true, or if you're going to use all that negativeness that the people are giving you and turn it into a positive and show them that they are wrong. You see, use that. That's how batteries work. When have you ever seen 4 batteries put the same way? The equipment will not work. But what happens when you take 2 batteries, put the positive on top, the negative on down? You see what I'm doing here? You're reversing the batteries to make an equipment work. So if you take all that negativeness from people, you turn it upside down, and you show the people whatever they told you can't accomplish, you accomplish it, boom, in your face. That's what life is all about. You turn that negativeness into a positive thing. You use that energy that people were throwing on you. You grab that energy, you take it in, and you show them that you made the impossible possible. You see, that's what success is all about. It's what you put in mind. is what you put in your heart. But most important is when you take everything and do everything with God's help. You see, you will always have negative people around you. You see, you will always hear from people that you can't make in life. You see, people will tell you you will never get that job. You will never be a straight A student. But that's because people have a mouth. And as long as people have a mouth, they'll say anything they want. But as long as you have 2 ears, you take that. You're fueling yourself with more negativeness. And now they told you, what do you need to do? You need to turn that on. You turn it on and bring that into a positive thing. And boom, show them that what you had in mind now is a positive thing. You see, life is full of distractions. You see, life can take you away from you being successful. You see, life can take you away from earning that degree. You see, life can take you away from marrying that girl from your dreams. Let me tell you something. If you're focused, if you know what you want from life, nothing and nobody can stop you. And you will achieve success. You see, there's a phrase that I love. There's a phrase that I like to repeat it to myself all the time. And it says, he who says he can and he who says he can't are usually both right. You see, I walk around with that in my head. You see, I wake up with that in my head. Why? Because if you have negative thoughts in your mind, most likely you're going to live with those negative thoughts all day, your whole entire life. You see, whatever you put in your mind, you see, whatever you believe for yourself, that's what you're going to accomplish. So stay with a positive mind. So think that you can do it. So think that no one can take you away from your dreams, from your goals. Because you have the power to make anything possible. You deserve to drive that brand new Lexus. You deserve to have money in your pocket. You deserve to wear the best clothes. After all, like I told you at the beginning of this video, you are a prince. You are a princess. Our Father is the King, and the King wants us to have money, to have a car, to have the best clothes. Because if we're the children of the King, we shall have everything top notch. We shall have the best shoes, the best clothes. And we put everything in God's hands. Everything is possible. This is Sway with the Kadesh Youth Ministry, getting you pumped. See you next time.